Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. In the last episode, we got our mission from the Aurora unit on SkyTown, and reached a dead end where we needed to backtrack, and so we came back here to Brio. We got ourselves the screw attack, and now that we have that, we can go back to Elysia and continue forward. That's what we're going to be doing in this episode. And I think the fastest way, will just be going back through the gel refinery site. Oops. Oh, boost to make everything faster.
Samus, are you there? We have been trying to reach you. Is everything all right? There are some important new findings. A reconnaissance probe has discovered the location of the missing flagship Valhalla. As I am sure you are aware, this vessel was attacked by pirates 5 months ago. We request that you investigate the Valhalla for any information about the pirates and their master plan. We will upload the coordinates to you now.
Okay, so what they're talking about there, the GFS Valhalla, was mentioned at the beginning of the game in the initial press briefing that we got. So that is the kind of fetch quest area for the game. So the energy cells that we've been collecting are used there to grant you access to different areas on that ship. So you can go there as soon as you get this message. So we could go there right now, but I'm going to save that for when we can actually explore more of it, because we can't really go very far there right now. So it's right here in the galaxy map, so that's where you'd land. But for the time being, we're gonna just go back to SkyTown here. And we're going to go to landing site A, because that is the closest to where we need to go. If you remember in the last episode, we encountered that wall jump surface near that landing site. It's going to let us go to the western half of SkyTown. And we're back. Only took us about an episode worth of detour. Okay. So let's fall off a cliff, because that's fast. Okay. So, the place that we need to go is the plasma door, right around here. Of course, you guys have to come back, because it's be a nuisance. So let's just go around you. So, let's jump up. We're so excited, we're bouncing off the walls. Actually, this... Oh yeah, this does go to where I think it does. Okay, we're going to need to use the hyperball here. And that will allow us to go forward. I don't know why this room takes so long to load. It's not like there's a lot of stuff in it. Okay, so we're going to need to activate this, which, that means rolling around in circles a lot. This transport is kind of cool once we actually get it unlocked. Be very, very scenic to ride. course, it's actually quite fast, so given the minimal protection, might be a bit scary. Of course, I don't know exactly how far apart East and West SkyTown are, so you know, you can kind of see it off in the distance there. And hello. No, I don't want what you're selling. Okay, so I don't hate this area, but I do think the map is kind of useless here, and you'll see what I mean once we actually start exploring it a little bit more. The area is very compact, and there are a lot of kind of vertical and horizontal layers stacked next to each other, which makes navigating it a bit more of a pain than usual. But if you remember back to the briefing we got from the Aurora unit, that is one of the elements of the Theronian bomb that we're going to be building. Of course, we still we can't pick it up yet because our ship does not have the right upgrade. And actually, we can't even get it loose yet either because we're missing a certain upgrade there. Okay, I'm going to give up on trying to scan that and actually just keep moving forward, which is not in here for whatever reason. If there's one thing that I don't like, this room, you know, kind of demonstrates how confusing the area can be. Alright. So, all we have to do to break these is just shoot them. I think it either has to be a charge shot. I think missiles will also work. Yep. But you can see the map isn't very helpful in this area. Nope, hello. Okay, you're in hyper mode, so I'm just gonna deal with you quickly. Yeah, and like, you don't have a lot of space to fight on these bridges here, otherwise you'll fall off, so that's also fun. Got more of these turrets. So we can't actually access that lift right now, because we have to actually get to a higher area in order to be able to do that. And yep, nothing to do but keep moving forward. So for all that, you know, kind of maze that this room was, finally at the door that we need to be. So we're gonna need to activate this bomb slot to get rid of this critical floor here. And it's not enough to just do it once. Now, I believe... I think there's a new skin here? Maybe not. Okay. We do have to deal with this ATC, though. One thing that is nice, the plasma beam does help make a lot shorter work of these than before. So that's all we can do in this room for now. Okay, in here, I think it's just a simple grapple swing across. So we are seeing some more pirates, which does make sense. We've been seeing some of their vessels around. Now in here, this is the observatory. We have some new enemies. They're advanced arrow troopers, armor resist beam attacks, vulnerable to explosive blasts. These guys can be quite a nuisance. When the going get tough, the tough put on armor. Advanced arrow troopers wear an extra layer of a blade of armor that is susceptible to explosive blasts. Like regular air troopers, they wield 2 remote attack pods in combat. These are outfitted with a particle cannon and gel bomb rack. Gel bombs stick to their targets until detonation. High velocity movement can remove the gel bombs. So, really, these guys are a pain to deal with unless you go into hyper mode. It's going to take a lot of shots, so we'll just save ourselves a little bit of hassle and just dispatch them quickly. Now this thing right here, we can lift it off the ground if only we had the right thing for the job. But at present we do not. So there's a phasite panel and just a lot of stuff that we can't do anything about just yet. So for the time being, let's see, we just came in through here, so the way that we want to go is towards this elevator. Alright, but yeah, so if I pause here for a moment, you can already see just how confusing this map can get. And it's only going to get worse. Okay, so this elevator is malfunctioning. This is where they start getting fun with the racing. Now, another important thing to note is you don't have an unlimited amount of time to do it, so you can't take it too slowly, or otherwise you'll have to start over again. So I'm gonna try to not let that happen, but with some of the later ones, it might, because they do get pretty challenging. Only one way to go from here, and I missed those. I don't really do too much damage, but there's always kind of that, like, dough I missed kind of moment. Okay. Oh, we have some new enemies here. Hello. So they're swarm bots. Noble Flyer can break lock-on, generates pulse attacks. They're basically like Phazon Night Barbs. Swarm bots tend to travel in groups. They can evade many inbound attacks and can perform aerial maneuvers that make them nearly impossible to damage. They can generate pulses of energy to damage or disrupt enemy targets. As a desperate measure, they will perform suicide runs on an enemy. Yeah, pretty much the same deal. Oh, except for that. Thank you, game. I know how to use the screw attack. Well, I mean, you already have the tutorial, so I'm not really sure why they give you that message again. You know what? I'm just gonna ignore you guys. Not worth the time. Okay, this elevator here is stuck. Some more paramines. Huh, these ones actually just stopped once they got to a certain point. But, let's see, we are headed towards a Federation landing site. Actually, I believe this is where we're currently going. So this is actually another element of the Theronian bomb. So it's currently in our way, however, so we're going to need to shoot these to get it out of our way. So now we can jump across. And we're very nearly at the landing site. It's just after this. So, no. Okay, there's a lore entry. Let's get that. Okay, Federation. Time passed slowly as we suffered through our bad dreams. We endured their visions until finally, in year 1435, our automated defense systems were triggered. A number of aliens, well armed and armored, had penetrated our battle screens and entered Elysia Station. Per protocol, we were revived from stasis to defend our home. As we mustered for battle, the aliens communicated with us and declared themselves to be under the banner of peace. A truce was called, and we soon began negotiations with the Galactic Federation. The Treaty of Elysia began a new era of prosperity for us. Okay, so in order to cross this gap, I don't want to lock onto you. We are going to need to screw attack. So I'm going to clear out the puffers so that they won't cause us any trouble. Now, you can actually just screw attack through them. I think you won't get damaged by that, so you don't really need to, but I just generally do that as a matter of practice. So, I think this is where you can get that, that friend badger. So, you use your boost ball here, and just bowl through these tin bots. You don't get bowling for bots. So, more things to shoot, and more times that we need to use the screw attack. So, this will finally get us to the landing site that we've been seeking out. And make sure you don't miss this lore entry either. It's a bit out of the way. Agreement. The treaty brought us new supplies, fuel and parts from the Federation. In return, we allowed them to use Elysia Station as they saw fit. They were glad to use the station's powerful scientific systems and gleaned a great deal of knowledge from our databanks. Unfortunately, the harsh atmosphere of our world was dangerous for the Federation researchers. They proposed to replace the humanoids with a single artificial intelligence unit, which they called Aurora. Okay, with that done, let's upgrade our ship.
Samus, I will unlock this area, allowing you to command your ship to land.
Okay, so we have to hit the bomb slot here to allow our ship to land, but hey, at least it's not as involved as getting the ship missiles, am I right?
Data received.
Alright, so now we can get ourselves the Ship Grapple. So as evidenced by the hooks that we've been seeing, the Ship Grapple will allow us to pick up stuff with our ship. Particularly big things that we would not be able to move ourselves. And move them around. Now, it's important to note that while using the Ship Grapple,
Now that you have the Ship Grapple, you should be able to assemble the Theronian bomb.
your ship will not be at the landing site where you previously landed it, so you will not be able to use it to save, and you won't be able to fly anywhere else either until you put down the thing that you're carrying. So
We will upload the coordinates to all 3 bomb components to you now.
it is an important thing to remember. So for now, let's save here. Obviously, we're going to be using our ship to assemble the Theronian bomb, which means for a while we're not going to be able to leave the planet or use it to save. So, important to keep in mind. But we don't really need to leave the planet either, so it's not too much of an inconvenience. So, now we're going to head back into this area. And if you remember, there was something that we could pick up at the observatory. So we're going to be heading back there to do that, because that's the way that we need to go to progress. Oops. Well, that was unfortunate. Let's get rid of you, so you're not being a nuisance. Okay. Oh, wow. See, the problem with trying to bowl for bots, as it were... Oh, hey, it went into hyper mode. when it doesn't work, it you usually end up falling off the bridge here, so maybe safer to just take them out conventionally. Yep. Got some of these now. Okay, double checking that we got that. Okay, so we're gonna go back through here, and we've got a little bit more of a ways to go until we get back to the observatory. Okay, so the second time that you enter this room, this ATC is going to destroy the gear work here, and that's actually a good thing for us because it's going to let us pick up a missile expansion. I'm going to get this health and ammo and snipe the door. At least I thought I did. When you grab this missile expansion, it's kind of weird. You don't actually get the message for it until you're in a position where you can land. So that's always a nice thing to get. And now we are back at the observatory. So I think I'm going to cut out here once we get down to this lower level. So, thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. I've been redxparasite, signing out.